me the past 3 weeks. I've been reading over it constantly. I read it every day. I take notes on it. It was in my pocket when I went to work, on my nightstand when I went to bed. And of course, last weekend when I was home visiting my parents, I left that piece of paper at home. Luckily for all of you, I'm talking about my March Madness practice.
Got some material.
So, don't worry, I got that. So I'd like to start thanking everyone for coming and being here tonight to celebrate this special occasion with Robb and Krista. When Robb asked me to be the best man tonight, he knew that I would be really nervous giving this speech. So he gave me some advice beforehand. And the 3 things he told me was, pretend to be comfortable, keep it really short, and expect to fumble through it the whole night. And I thought, wow, Robb, that sounds a lot like your golf team. Golf game and keeping it PG tonight. So that was his advice to me. So again, for those who don't know me, I'm Robb's younger and much cooler brother, Allan. So I can attribute that to 2 things. I'm younger because my parents had my brother first, and I think they followed the motto, if at first you don't succeed, try again. And the cooler part, and a lot of the reason why I am who I am today, is for all the examples that Robb has set for me throughout my life. Starting back when we were younger, every sport Robb played, I wanted to do. He was an amazing athlete when he was younger. I don't really know what happened since then. That is, unless you consider beer pong a sport. He's still good at that one. But every sport he played, I wanted to do. And in high school, he randomly joined the tennis team out of nowhere his junior year. He joined the team, and his thing was he had a very large, curly-headed afro. Surprisingly enough, when I got into high school, my junior year, I randomly joined the tennis team, and I attempted to grow a fro, but not nearly as good as what he had. So then going forward, Robb went to Penn State, and I told myself throughout high school I wanted to go somewhere warm, farther away, and not in cold weather Pennsylvania. Somehow I found myself following my big brother and going to Penn State. While at Penn State, Robb joined a fraternity called Tau Kappa Epsilon, also known as TEAC. It was the same fraternity my dad was in. And when I was a freshman, I remember Robb talking to me and saying, if you want to join a fraternity, don't feel like you have to join TEAC. You should probably look into some of the more popular fraternities. And try to avoid what was called the TEAC trap. Well, unfortunately, I ended up joining TEAC, and looking back now, I probably should have followed his advice. That was the example he set there. But after Robb graduated college, he moved down to Virginia for his first job, working on a golf course. And luckily, shortly after that, he met Krista at a football game at Penn State, which is kind of ironic because they were at Penn State for 4 years together and never met each other. And actually, thinking about it, Robb was probably there for 5, 6 years before you graduated. I don't know how long it really took you, but 4 years. A little longer than usual. But I'm really glad that he met Krista because he ended up moving back to a little town outside of Philadelphia called Manayunk. And as we all know, I was going to follow my brother when I graduated, and I'm really glad I'm outside of Manayunk and not in Virginia. I'm also really glad Krista stayed with Robb, despite all of his really bad habits. I mean, he never picks up his cell phone when you call him, probably because he's always asleep. I'm actually surprised he's awake right now, so might be a good look now because he'll be asleep in about an hour. I think his worst habit has to be